The Chicago Public Schools has decided that Columbus Day is not a day to be celebrated. Instead, we should celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. It's a little like saying we won't celebrate Mother's Day or Father's Day because we wish we had never been born. We can only speculate on what the world would be like today if those awful white settlers had not come to the New World. But let me suggest a few things. The newcomers did not find what you might call a civilization, at least what they were used to. There were no universities, no cities, no hospitals. They were nomadic peoples who moved from place to place depending on the food and the weather. I read that there were no horses there either prior to the coming of the Europeans, so they walked from place to place. We have no reason to think that life here would have been any different today if no outsiders had come to their shores. They would not have invented the automobile. They would still be walking from place to place. There still would have been slavery. Most likely they would have just stayed in Africa. White Westerners did not invent slavery. They did not go to Africa to find people to enslave. The slave business was doing quite well long before the New World was ever discovered or before America came into existence. There would have been no United States to fight in World War II. The Germans would have won, and millions of more people would have been exterminated because they were not the right type. The Soviet Union may have taken over the rest of Europe. Maybe the Germans and the Soviets would have divided up. We don't know. We can say, though, that the world today would not know what freedom is. Europe would be run by Nazis and communists, both of whom killed millions of people they didn't find desirable. Asia would be communist and Muslim. Muslims, too, have killed millions of people who they have found undesirable. Africa would have been entirely Muslim if it had not been for the presence of the Western powers over the last centuries, what we call colonies. So if the parts of the world that the West had colonized had not been colonized, they would probably still be illiterate primitive societies without modern medicine or agriculture. So what exactly are we teaching our kids in school today?